Thursday, July 16th and 2020, we started our topic of factors of production or resources of an economy. In our last class, we studied the two of the factors of production, land and labor. Land covers all the natural resources and the area of the land where economic activities are taking place, what rewards will be given to the landowners for the use of the land, and labor is the physical resource and the mental resource of human beings which will be used to produce output in the country. Now today we are going to study the other two factors of production. One is called capital, another is called entrepreneur. So capital, it is a man-made resource. What it is? It is a man-made resource. So man-made resource, what it is? Like human beings, they have produced it for the production of other goods and services. So capital goods are those which are used to produce further output. So it is a man-made resource which is not demanded for its own sake. It is not demanded for its own sake. But it is demanded for the sake of further production. For the sake of further production. Further production. Like there is no need to have them for themselves. They are demanded by the producers in order to produce output. Like right now we are conducting online classes. So what we are requiring, what we are demanding the systems, we are demanding web cameras, and we are also demanding these board markers, the board as well, mics. So all they are demanded in order to provide you or supply you the online classes. Otherwise they will not be demanded. So anything which is demanded for the sake of further production, that is said to be capital. It is not only money. Some of the students say this is the money which is invested into the business. Okay, this is not only money that is invested into the business, but it can be anything, even the premises involved, even whatever the machinery we are using, that is said to be the capital, which can be anything which is demanded for the sake of further production. It can be measured in terms of money, like we are buying all these assets, all these capital goods by using money, by paying money. Okay, so it is measured in terms of money, but it cannot be only the money which is invested into the business. So if we are demanding more capital goods, more machinery, more human capital, so then we say they will be used to produce further production. Like if you go to your factory, then you will be finding so many goods which are demanded for the sake of further production. They are not demanded for themselves. So anything which is used in the production method for the sake of more output to be produced, that is called capital. It is a man-made resource. It can be anything. It can be machinery. It can be the building assets, the fixed assets, or we say there can be the working capital. What is the working capital? You might have studied in your accounting lesson. This is the difference between current assets minus current liabilities. Current assets minus current liabilities. It is also called circulating capital. Why do we say it is circulating capital? Because once you have produced the goods, they are sold in the market. Again, you are buying the raw material, and that it will be again circulating to produce output, and then you are again selling the goods in the market. Again, it will be circulating or it is working. It is not fixed one. So capital, it has many types: fixed capital, working capital, circulating capital, and there can be the other types of capital. But right now we are talking about, this is a resource, the man-made resource. This is not a natural one, but it is used for the sake of further production. It can be produced in the laboratories, it can be produced anywhere, but it is further utilized to produce output. Now the question is, how capital can be supplied in the economy? What will be the supply of capital to an economy? How capital accumulates in the country? If I ask you, what is meant by savings? Saving means what? Saving, it is part of income which is not consumed. It is part of income which is not consumed, which is not spent or consumed. This is the same. When people are saving, these savings will be channelized to the banking accounts, saving accounts, and from that point the firms are borrowing money in order to buy the capital goods. If I ask you, what is meant by investment? What is investment? Investment means creation of new capital goods. What it is? Creation of new capital goods. All right. If new capital goods are produced, we say the investment in the country is increasing. When we people, consumers, are saving, we are depositing our savings with the saving accounts of the banks. And from those accounts, from the banking sector, the producers are borrowing money in order to buy the capital goods. So we say when they buy the capital goods or the creation of new capital goods is there, they are actually increasing investment. So investment is having two main types. One is called gross investment. This is the total number of capital goods produced by a country in a given year. Gross means total. Total number of capital goods which are produced by a country in a given year. Okay. Now what do we mean by depreciation? In your accounting, you have studied depreciation means wear and tear of the capital assets. Capital is eating itself. Some of the capital goods, they are depreciating. So what will be called the net investment? Net investment means gross investment minus depreciation. Suppose one country has produced 100 capital goods, but 20 have depreciated. So its net investment is 80. My point is that if net investment in the country is increasing, if net investment is increasing, after a year, we say capital is accumulating, supply of capital in that economy will be increasing. This country is producing more capital goods than they have been depreciating over a year. So we say when net investment in the country is increasing, the capital is accumulating. For the developing countries, we can also find the net investment if they are producing gross 20 units, but 30 are depreciating. So their net investment is minus 10. So if net investment is minus, that means this country is not putting in more of the resources in the production of capital goods, which will further produce output in the country. So their economic growth will be decreasing. So I say the capital goods, they are playing a vital role in the economies to grow potentially. The potential of the country in the long run will be increasing if it is focusing to produce more of the capital goods, more of the machineries, more of the investments are there, then more economic growth will take place in future. So capital goods, they are playing a vital role in the economic growth in the long run. Now, my question is, if we are using capital or saving of other people in our business, what should be the reward of capital owner to be paid? What should be the reward of capital to the capital owner if we are using the money of other people in our production of goods and services? So according to conventional thought of economics, capital owner is paid its reward in the form of interest. Like wages and salaries, they are paid to the workers, those who are producing output in the country, in the production unit, they are rewarded in the form of wages and salaries. The landowners, they are paid the rent. So if we are using capital in our production of the goods and services, then the capital owner will be paid interest. Now, question is how interest is determined. Nowadays, in the modern economies, the rate of interest is set by the central bank. But if it is in the money market, like where loans are borrowed and supplied, in that case, interest rate can also be said as the opportunity cost. If opportunity cost is increasing, like it has many alternate uses, so these alternate uses will increase the opportunity cost of capital, therefore interest rate will be increased. And if alternate uses are very less, many people are not borrowing capital from the banks, from the lenders of the capital, then interest rate will be decreasing. So interest is paid to the capital owner for the use of capital in the production unit. This is very important. Some of the countries, they have more of the natural wealth like oil, gold and diamond mines, but others, they are not having the natural wealth, so they had focused on the production of capital goods. They have produced many of the machineries to produce further output. Like robots, they have produced in order to produce more cars, more output. So man-made resources are also playing a role in the economic growth of the countries, those who are lacking natural wealth or natural resources. Okay, that is our discussion about capital. Now we move on towards the fourth and last factor of production, that is said to be entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, basically, it can be anybody which is taking the risk of profit. Entrepreneur means a risk-taking body. A risk-taking body. It combines the other factors of production. It combines the other factors of production like land, labor, capital to take the risk of profit. They don't know whether they will be able to make a profit, they will be able to earn profit, or they will be having a loss of their economic activity. So this is a risk-taking body. It is other than the human efforts which are provided in the form of labor. They are not said to be called as entrepreneur. They are having an objective of maximizing the profit. So what are the functions of entrepreneur? What are the functions? First function, the most important, is the management. Management of resources. And how can we define management? Management means to delegate right responsibilities to the right individuals. If we are not delegating the right responsibilities to the right individuals, that can be called mismanagement, and this mismanagement will be increasing the cost of production of the business, and that will reduce the profit of the entrepreneur, which is the ultimate objective of entrepreneur. So their aim is to maximize profit. For that reason, they are managing the other factors of production. So if they are not managing, what happens? If they are mismanaging, so in that case, their cost of production will be increasing. Okay, so management is very important. Either we are running any organization, any college, any university, any school, any production unit. Suppose a person is specialist of marketing, and if we ask him to do a finance job, so this will be a mismanagement. If a person is having a skill of teaching one subject, but we are not giving him that subject to teach, so this could also be called a mismanagement. That will increase the cost of production of that institution. So management means the delegation of right responsibilities to the right individuals. Second thing, they have to do research and development. What is the second function? Research and development. They are researching what? They are researching whether they can produce new and new products in the market before the rivals. They have to keep an eye on the rival activities. Suppose iPhone is producing a new model of its brand, so it is also keeping in touch with what Samsung is doing now. So ahead of their rival, they are producing a new phone in the market. So they are having two types of innovations. One is called product innovation. Like they are going to produce new and new products in the market after conducting research. What consumers demand, they are moving on. Now they want to have a new model, they want to have a more better quality product, and that should also be portable. So they are innovating new products. This is called product innovation. This is the result of research and development. Another innovation they are doing, this is what? Process innovation. What it is? Process innovation. So process innovation means what? When new method of production is invented in order to reduce the per unit cost of production, that is called process innovation. So by research and development department, they are innovating the products, they are innovating the methods of production which will reduce their per unit cost, and when per unit cost of production is reduced, they will be able to maximize their profits. Okay. Now what else the entrepreneur is performing? They are advertising and marketing their products. Nowadays, we are having a different strategy of marketing. Now directly marketing or advertising, this is going to be of different types. Either they are using a medium or without a medium. Directly they are contacting the customers at the doorsteps of the consumers, or they are using a medium like print media, electronic media, internet media. What type of things they are performing in order to create brand awareness about the products, or approaching the consumers how to sell their products and leading them in the market. So this can be the other function of the entrepreneur, to reflect the image of the product in the market in the eyes of the consumers. And it is also persuading the consumers that the product which they are supplying or producing is better than the rival firms. So advertising includes information, persuasion, and other objectives of marketing. They are also performed by entrepreneur in order to sell their products in the market. There can be the other functions. They are setting the prices sometimes in the market. They are also dealing with the government on the tax issues, on the tax matters, because when taxes are increasing, they will be reducing investments and they're not going to earn a maximum profit. Okay, what should be the reward of entrepreneur? they are earning profit. After paying, how profit is calculated? After paying all other factors of production, their rewards, like wages are paid to the workers, landowner is paid what? The rent, capital owner is paid interest. So after paying all these factors of production, the raw material suppliers, they have also been paid in the form of their prices, transportation cost is paid, electricity charges, telephone charges, all these expenses are paid from the revenue of the business. Then whatever is left over, that could be called as a profit of the entrepreneur. So how entrepreneur is supplied in the market, in the economy? So the supply of entrepreneur comes, it is very mobile factor of production. Other factors of production are not that much mobile. They can move from one country to another, they can change their mode of business as well. So its supply is coming from educational institutions. If we are having more people learning new and new skills, management skills, or what we say the engineered skills, so in that case we are supplying more entrepreneurship or self-made people to run their own economic activities of production and selling the goods, then their supply will be increasing. So in other words, educational institutions, they are supplying us the entrepreneurs, those who are able to run their own businesses. All right. So we say their supply can be increased if more people are getting education and they are going for higher education to learn how to run a new business and how they will be able to innovate in the market. So we have completed our 4 factors of production or resources of an economy. Now my question is, sometimes we find a question in our paper too, explain the role of, explain the role of capital and entrepreneur in the economy. Or there can be asked the role of, it is not the simple question that they are asking, okay, explain what is meant by labor and capital. They ask what role is played by capital and entrepreneur in the economy. Suppose we are having 2 types of countries in the world, one is developing, another is developed. The developed countries, they are having more supply of capital goods. They have more technology, they are having more technological growth. So they are there in their economies, capital is playing a vital role in the economic activities. Their economic growth can be increased by using more capital items. Whereas entrepreneurship is also higher in the developed countries, so they are playing economic role in the economies. First we have to define these 2 factors of production, then give them their detail, and then at the end you have to write their role as well. Sometimes there is going to be question about how explain the role of land and labor in the economy. So if land is enriched with natural resources, more oil wells, more gold mines, silver, diamond mines are present, then land is playing a vital role in the economic activities of that country. More employment will be in that sector where land mining is present. And labor means in India and Pakistan, we are having most populated countries, but their labor force is not that much educated, that much skilled and experienced. So their labor, although their labor force supply is very high, but it is not a skilled one, not a trained one. So they are not playing a good role in the economic growth of the countries. So the countries who are having less population, but their educated labor force and trained labor force is available, so their labor is playing a vital role in their economic growth. So when we are answering this type of 8 marks question, first we have to tell about the factors of production which are mentioned in the question. What is meant by capital? Write down about it something, write down something about entrepreneur, their rewards, and then explain the role, link them with each other to explain the role, how they are playing their role in the economic growth. At least two of the factors of production are being asked by the examiners to explain the role, or sometimes they ask explain how the resources of an economy are playing the role in the economic growth of a country. Then we have to write all the 4 factors of production. So this is all about the resources we have concluded today, and by the next lesson tomorrow I will be giving you another topic, and I will also be sending you one of the work assignment that you have to answer a question of 8 marks about the factors of production. I will give it to you. Okay, so you have to answer it and submit it to me on my email portal. It will also be mentioned, and then I will be checking how much you have learned about these things of factors of production or resources of an economy. That's all for today. Thank you. Inshallah, we will see you